When it was time for me to start thinking about my surgery options, the first two that came up for me was a lumpectomy and a mastectomy. So today I'm going to talk about a few of the considerations for each surgery, as well as let you know which one I chose and why. Thank you for being here with me. My name is Chelsey. Let's get into it. The first surgery recommended to me was the lumpectomy. The purpose of this surgery is to remove the tumor as well as the necessary margins around the tumor while conserving as much of the breast tissue and breast as possible. Since the lumpectomy is designed to remove the least amount of breast tissue possible while removing the cancer and the margins, it is also called a breast conserving surgery. Therefore, it is the surgery out of the two that you are able to maintain as much of your breast as possible and leave you feeling as much like you with the body that you are given and provided with. One of the nice things about the lumpectomy is because ideally a little bit of the breast tissue is removed, it can help maintain the symmetry of your breasts that you've already had. However, it is important to know that it is dependent on the location and size of your tumor. I have heard that with a lumpectomy, there are some changes to the shape of the breast and the way it looks. Some of the most common changes I've heard are having a little bit of an indent in the area where the tumor was removed, as well as a little bit of puckering. However, should you choose, there are breast reconstruction options available to help plump up that area if it does create a little bit of a divot. Another thing to consider when making your choice is sensation in your breast. And I know right away when I thought of sensation, I thought just sexual sensations. And of course, that is a big part of it. But other sensations that I thought of after were examples such as feeling your spouse or your kids against your chest when you hug them, or having a hot bath and feeling that on your skin. Other sensations are going into a cool lake and feeling that on your skin, or knowing that your bathing suit has gone rogue and putting it back in place. So with a lumpectomy, most of the sensation in your breast is maintained because it is such a breast conserving, non-invasive surgery. However, with the mastectomy, the sensation in the breast is most likely entirely lost due to the removal of all of the breast tissue. So that is something to consider. And another thing that I never really thought about was just maintaining that feeling and connection to your body after surgery. With the lumpectomy, you can feel your breast and it still feels like you. With a mastectomy, that feeling is gone and it can almost leave you feeling a little bit foreign. One of the big considerations for me when choosing what surgery option was best was maintaining the functionality of my body and my breast. So with the lumpectomy being the least invasive option of the two, I was able to maintain things such as breastfeeding, maintain the current use of my body for things like picking up my dog or perhaps future children, or weight training. And really, since it is not interfering with the muscle and removing as little of the breast as possible, it really does provide that preservation of life and use as you know it moving forward into the future. When I was going through and making my decision as to what surgery option was best for me, something that my surgeons wanted me to really strongly consider was which surgery would offer me the best chance of recovering the quickest, as well as with the least amount of complications. This was important to them because I still had radiation and hormone therapy on my treatment plan, and they wanted me to choose the best surgery option, but also they wanted me to be aware of the fact that choosing a more invasive option like the mastectomy can prolong being able to do the radiation and the hormone therapy, which is also a really big part of my treatment. A mastectomy surgery is designed to remove all of the breast tissue. So that means everything that is under the skin is removed. And one of the big advantages of that surgery is just that. All of the tissue is removed. When I had my very first consultation with one of the cancer removal surgeons I spoke to, she told me with the lumpectomy surgery, the goal is to remove the tumor as well as getting clear margins. And what that meant was that after the surgery, they would send my tumor sample as well as the margins to a pathologist to make sure that the area around the tumor was clear of cancer cells. I was told that if it was not, then I would need to go back for another surgery and perhaps another until those margins were met. With a mastectomy, that would not be a situation that I would be faced with, as all of the breast tissue is being removed. So in most cases, in that first surgery, I would be able to get clear margins. In both cases, clear margins ideally would be achieved. It's just the route of getting to that point is different. In my opinion, one of the big advantages of a mastectomy is the possibility of having an increased peace of mind moving forward. Knowing that all breast tissue was removed, which means all breast tissue which has the possibility of creating cancer cells is gone, can offer you the peace of mind moving forward into your future life. The interesting thing is, I inquired with the professionals as to which option provided the most chance of not having a recurrence moving forward. And multiple surgeons told me that the percentage of recurrence when you compare a lumpectomy versus a mastectomy with all of the other treatments that I was undergoing is very similar. With the mastectomy being the more invasive option, it can take longer to recover from that surgery, and it does have the higher chance of having complications, which has the possibility of further delaying any subsequent treatment that you and your care team have provided. Another thing that sometimes goes along with the mastectomy surgery is the option of reconstructing your breast. If you decide to go the reconstruction route, you will most likely, but not always, have other surgeries that need to be done in the future, as well as ongoing special attention and healing. I will be talking about reconstruction options in other videos to come, but for now, I just want to let you know that it is an option, but I also want to let you know that it is also an option to not reconstruct after having a mastectomy. There are a lot of factors that come into play when you are making the decision between a lumpectomy and a mastectomy. My advice to you is to get all the information you can from your cancer care team and look within yourself to figure out what is the best option for you. For more on making the decision, I created a whole video on 6 strategies to help work through it, and I'll take it above. At this point, I'd like to share a little bit about my experience and why I chose the surgery that I did. The reason why I want to do this is because I know when I was going through these decision-making processes, I found it really helpful to hear from different survivors what they chose to do and why, and if they were happy with their decision. But I do want to say that I am just a regular person who has gone through cancer. I am no way a professional, and I'd really like if you just listen to what I have to say, take what you want from it, but truly go to your professionals to get the facts and look within yourself to make your own decision. I'm not saying this is the best decision for you. I'm saying that this is the best decision for me. When making my decision between a lumpectomy or a mastectomy, the two consideration factors that really stood out in my mind and I knew would be important for me were the chance of recurrence and peace of mind. Since I mentioned above that according to the professionals I talked to, in combination with the other cancer treatments I was receiving, the percentage of recurrence was the same or relatively similar between a lumpectomy and a mastectomy. So that wasn't a helpful consideration in my case to make my decision. So the next thing that I needed to look at was peace of mind. It is really important and was really important to me to be able to live my best life, not worrying about cancer and it returning. So I wanted the least invasive surgery that provided me the most peace of mind. A couple of factors that I needed to consider was the fact that my tumor was considered relatively big. It was 5 centimeters by 4 by 3, and it was located very close to my chest wall. So I knew that that was a really inconvenient spot to have a lumpectomy. So in the end, I decided that I would receive the most peace of mind from getting a mastectomy. I knew without a doubt that this was the right choice for me. I could take the more aggressive surgery, I could take the short-term pain, and I could take the longer recovery time, but what I knew that I couldn't take was living my life knowing that there was a chance that the cancer could come back in my affected breast, even if the professionals said that by being more aggressive, I was not decreasing the chance. In my mind, I just knew that I had to do that. It's just over 2 years since my surgery, and I am still confident and happy with the decision that I made. In no way am I saying that this is the right decision for you. I'm saying with the information that I got from the professionals I talked to, as well as taking time to look within, this was the right decision for me. In a future video, I will share more about my specific mastectomy experience, but for today, I just wanted to share a few of the insights about both the lumpectomy and mastectomy in my journey to help give you some insight into yours. And it is not an easy decision, at least it wasn't for me. I've talked to other women who just knew what was right for them. But this is your journey, so please don't compare it to others. Just use the information and apply it to your life, and you will come to the decision that is right for you. Thank you for being here with me today. I truly hope that this helped you in some way. If it did, I would greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you'd like to join me again next time, hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell, as I'll be sharing more breast cancer journey insights with the intent of helping you make your journey a little bit easier. My heart is with you. Be gentle with yourself, friends, and we'll see you next time.